All right, so we are live now. Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone. This is Tanisha Singh from Integrity Immigration Group, and today we are here to discuss about France study visa. We have Mr. Siddharth with us. He's representing France student, like regarding all the process and each and everything will be covered up in today's session. So basically, he's into student international recruitment, and he's representing France country. So a very warm welcome, Siddharth, over our Facebook page of Integrity Immigration Group.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for the warm welcome.
Right. So, would you like to just first of all introduce yourself and regarding France, then we'll start up the session further.
Sure. So to start with, myself is Siddharth. I'm handling for France. I'm the head of student recruitment for country France. And so today I'll be covering up why students have to choose France and how France is going to be benefited for the students who are looking for post graduations or bachelor's program, and how they are going to survive in France, and what is the cost of living, and what are the procedures to be followed before you go for the admission process, and once after the completion of your admission process, what all needs to be done for the visa. So today we are going to see each and everything in detail, and if you have any questions you can always come back to us.
Right. So let's just start up the first of all the foremost thing that why should like a student opt for France study visa? Why where they should go for this destination? The first foremost thing. Every student has their like the you can say the major factor in considering any country, which country they should go.
Okay, so generally in India, if you see, most of the students would like to fly to Canada, USA, and UK. Why not other countries? Why not European countries? So, especially if you see in European countries, the students are even more benefited. Well, when it comes to the fee structure, when it comes to the university rankings, and also when it comes to job opportunities across the globe. So why the students have to choose France? So basically, if you see, the student gets a lot of benefit when you choose France as your study destination. The first thing is like when you choose to go for France, the best part of France is you have all the international companies settled in France. And the second thing is the students gets a Schengen visa, gets an access to 26 countries in Europe. So once after the completion of your course in France, the student can always apply for any jobs anywhere in this 26 countries. And apart from that, the government gives you one third of your rental cost every month till you are in the student visa. So, which is an added advantage for any student. And the last part is like the students, once after the completion of their post graduation, they get a 2 years of stay back. So, in this 2 years, the student can search for the part time jobs, full time jobs. And once they get a full time job, they can extend up to 5 years and get a PR to get be a resident of France. And last but not the least, if a student is extraordinary in performance with their profiles and the jobs which they are looking for, the students, if they get placed with a 40,250 euros per month, so which is almost nearing to 32 lakhs salary package, the student gets an additional extent of 4 years of visa. So which is given to the
Alright.
extraordinary students who gets a job placed with this package. So these are the advantages, and these are the reasons why students should choose France as a study destination rather than going for the same countries like UK, US, and other countries.
Right. So that's good to know. Like our viewers and the students who are like still being puzzled and confused to like what to opt and go to for like which country and all that, they can easily decide up. Reason being, France is like not only falling into Schengen part, but apart from that, it has like quality education and many the student can get like in a good exposure in terms of placement and all that. So let's talk about like the first foremost thing about the eligibility about the UG and the PG.
Okay.
So
So the first
yes,
thing, yes, the good question was like, what is the eligibility? Not everybody can study in
right,
France. No, it's not at all like that. It is completely based on the student's profile. So for if you're going for undergraduation, the student should have a minimum of 12th pass with a minimum percentage of 50% in the 12th graduation. And if a student has a work experience after 12, the students are given additional advantage. And if you know a bit of French language, which is also an additional advantage to any student. And having a 50 percentage in 12th, and you're passed out from the English medium, if you have an MOI, you are straight away qualified for the bachelor's program. But you have a credibility interview, which will be taken by the university based on your performance, based on your confidence level, based on your communications. The interview results will be announced. So when it comes to academics, you need to have minimum of 50 percentage. Same goes with the master's program. So when a student has a minimum of 50 percentage in his bachelor's, and who is passed out from an English medium and who has a work experience, then the students are straight away qualified for the a master's program. And the credibility interview will be scheduled by the university. And based on your performance, you will be taken through the next process. So this is the easiest and the most convenient way to get processed to the universities for any students here.
Okay, so if we talk about like the plus two students, they should be like minimum which year passed out. If we talk about the gap,
Okay, so you're asking about the education gaps, right? When it
right,
comes
right.
to bachelor's and master's, both the students, if they have an education gap of like 3 years or 4 years or 5 years, unless or until the gap is being justified by the student, like he has been working in this company for like 3 years or 4 years, and with a proper justification, any student can apply for the bachelor's or the master's program. There are certain
Okay, so we
universities who
can,
has, I'm sorry.
mhm. So
So
we
there are
can like
certain
summarize
universities.
that. Okay, we can like summarize that plus two students, we can pick it up, or the students who have been like passed on 2019, we can still they can apply for the admission into UG program.
Of course, the students who has passed out from 2019 can also apply for bachelor's program unless and until they have a proper justification till
Okay.
2022 October. So it's a most convenient way for the students. So even if they have an education gap, it doesn't matter 3 or 4 years or 5 years. If they have a proper justification, we can clear the admission entry criteria.
Okay, okay. So the best part is that a student does not need to give the IELTS examination. I mean, it's waiver. So either if it is required, even they can go for Duolingo examination, or like MOI will be like sufficient, right?
When it comes to France, they are very particular about MOI, if not IELTS. So Duolingo or PT or TOEFL will not be accepted. The
Okay,
university insists the students to give MOI. If not, then IELTS. In IELTS, it should be a minimum of 6 overall with 5.5 in each component. So otherwise, no other English requirements will be accepted by the
okay,
any French
okay.
universities.
Okay, okay, great. So basically nowadays every student have their like arrangement of MOI, because if we talk about other countries as well, MOI is been like kind of mandatory nowadays. Okay, so for PG, so if like students have their mindset that will be like they conducting any sort of interview in the primary stage of like institutions, and or at the stage of high commissions only the interview will be conducted.
The interviews will be conducted in the initial stage. As I said, the
Initial
French
stage. Okay.
universities, they accept MOI irrespective of whatever percentage you have in your bachelor's or in your plus two. So your credibility will be judged only on the interview basis. So interview is your first step. Once after the processing your application to the university, interview will be scheduled based on your performance. The results will be announced. So they check your confidence level, they check your communication skills, they check your knowledge about the university and the course you're looking for, and what is your plan of action once after the completion of your course. So if this is all
So,
clear from the student side, they will be good
mhm.
to go for the
Okay,
process.
so basically we can say that it's a kind of a statement of purpose which is being written down by the student, will be actually face to face, will be you can say being conducted by the university level, just to know that student itself is a bit knowledgeable and keen interested to go for the university admission. All right. So students need not to worry about the interview, because we will be preparing for like the entire throughout the process, and the interview difficulty level will won't be much higher, need not to afraid regarding that. Okay. So once the admission being done, then thereafter, what will be the like next step? A kindly quick process of from the releasing of offer letter till the visa process. A quick just procedure.
So first step will be the students have to submit all their necessary documents, starting from passport, the academic documents, the updated CV, SOP, 2 LOR,
Right.
MOI, and the work experience letter. So once these documents are being sent to the university, they shortlist the profile, they schedule an interview. So once after the completion of the interview, once the student gets the result from the university, within 48 working hours, the offer letter will be released. So once the offer letter is released, the students have to pay 50 percentage of their total tuition fees, which is for the first year. So once the 50 percentage of the fees is paid and the TT copy is being shared to the university will release the registration and accommodation letter. So once these letters are being released, the students can go to Campus France website, register themselves by submitting all the necessary documents, and pay the Campus France fees, which will be approximate to 17,000, and schedule an credibility interview with the Campus France. So this interview is nothing but the same interview which you have given at the time of admission. So this is Campus France is a government organization where they conduct it to check the students' credibility, which is nothing else the same interview which you have given in the first round. So once the student clears the interview with the campus branch, the student will get an NOC from them. Using the NOC and with all the necessary documents, they have to register themselves with VFS for the visa process. So this is the complete process to get yourself enrolled with any French university.
All right, all right. Because the reason behind that, I asked you to just narrate the entire process because many students are still confused and they believe that it's quite, you can say, a bit puzzled process if we apply for the Schengen visa, which is actually not. It's a very simple and straightaway process. The process will take a tentative time period of up to 2 months, as maximum as possible. So all the thing which is required by our end or by the university and is that they should have like completed set of their documents. And as nowadays Schengen countries are very much strict about the documentation verification and all that, so it's my request to all the students, they should submit the very and only genuine documentation. No other documentation which are not authenticated or might get the verification problem won't be acceptable by the university or the college, and it will indeed make a negative impression. So we can next discuss about the programs regarding the UG and the PG.
Okay. So coming to programs, as I said, like we have multiple universities in France, and we have top ranked universities, and we have the budgeted universities. So when you see most of the universities in France offers you the management courses, IT related courses, and marketing MBA related courses, and we also have fashion related courses. And the last but not the
Right.
least, we have tourism and hospitality courses. So these courses are the most highlighting programs which is in demand across the globe. So when you choose France, they are specialized with managements and the hospitality related courses. And you know, Paris is always famous for fashions. So fashion and fashion related courses are one of the best in class in France, but it is quite expensive compared to any other fashion courses offered by any other countries. But trust me, we have a lot of fashion related companies and manufacturing companies are
Right.
in France. So the opportunities over there are huge. So no matter what, if you're just graduated from the reputed colleges, the top ranked universities in France, you are placed. 97 percentage of students from international, the international students are getting placed once after the completion of these courses.
Right.
So I said yes. The same goes with the masters. You have the masters in management, you have masters in tourism, you have masters in IT, data science and business analytics. So these are the most highlighting courses which are available in France.
All right, all right. So that's great to know, because obviously we also have like ample of inquiries and students who are like keen interested to just build up their career opportunities in terms of fashion industry. They should opt for France study visa, and of course Paris is known for this. Is everyone is like aware about this? Okay, so because see, once our student plans for this like international study, so they have their into mindset that what will be the like expenses which they have to pay by their own once they move to another country. So daily living and accommodation expenses, what would be the tentative, and would it be like a huge differentiation if the campus is situated in like France, I mean in Paris, or into other city town? So
Okay. So it is most important question which any students would like to know. Even for the visa process,
right.
they should know how much they have to show their money in their account. So coming to this, the universities will give you the offer letter. So over there, the tuition fee will be clearly mentioned. So the funds needs to be shown as the remaining tuition fee what you have paid apart from 50 percentage, and the cost of living. So here the cost of living is calculated based on the city where you're going to study. So if you're going to do your education in from Paris, a proper Paris, the visa embassy, they expect the students should have a minimum of 850 euros as an expense for their living per month. So if it is outside Paris, and if they're going to study in Lyon or Montpellier or Rennes, any of these cities, they need to show minimum of 650 euros per month, which is inclusive of their accommodation, food, transport, everything. For the one whole month, the expense needs to be shown. But actually, the expense will be even quite less, because this is to be in safer side. The embassy department expects the student should have in their account, but otherwise the cost of living is not that much. It comes around to 650 to 700 euros in France and Paris, and outside Paris it will be around to 575 to 650 euros maximum.
Okay. So likewise, they need to present in their filing as well, as you said, that as per the selection of the town, as per the selection of the city which the campus is like being situated, they have to arrange the funds and all that accordingly. All right. So once if we talk about the masters, because there are like so many students who have like engineering background or the fashion background or the tourism or industrial background, like marketing and all that, which are like interested to go for the masters. So masters would be of 2 years, or do we have programs for the 1 year as well?
We have masters for 1 year and 2 years. So this will be judged based on the student's profile. As I said, like
Okay.
if a student is having a minimum of 3 years of work experience, he's qualified for the 1 year masters. And if a student has completed a 4 years bachelor's degree, he is qualified for the 1 year masters. Though he doesn't have a 3 years of experience, it doesn't matter. But he should have a minimum of 4 years of bachelor's. Basically, the engineering students are straight away qualified for the 1 year masters. If not, if a student is holding a 3 years degree and having an experience of 1 or 2 years, or less than a 3 years of work experience, in that case, the students have to go for 2 years masters. And this is completely based on the student's profile. There are certain universities who also accept students who doesn't have 4 years bachelor's or less than a 3 years of experience. Based on their profile, the universities accept the student for 1 year's masters. So we have
All
both.
right.
So it is completely based on the student's profile.
Okay, so like once they're done with the masters, the like time period of the job search visa or like post study work permit would be how much?
Okay, so once after completion of your master's, the student gets a time to stay back in France for 2 years. So in this two
All
years, the
right.
student can search for their part-time jobs till they get a full-time jobs. So once they get a full-time job, they have to be a taxpayer for at least 2 3 years to apply for a PR. So the stay back will be there for 2 years. So within this 2 years, the student should have got a job and settled there and should be a taxpayer to the French government. So if not,
Okay.
the student also have an option of applying jobs by sitting in Paris or France, start applying for jobs in those 26 Schengen countries. So if they are qualified and if they get an appointment order, they can always transfer to those respective countries and the visa will be taken care by the company. So there shouldn't be any problem.
Okay. So basically, the students who have like opted for the 1 year's masters will also be eligible for the 2 years stay back, or only the 2 years masters done students?
That's right. Even should be a master's qualified student. I mean, if they have completed 1 year masters or 2 years master, irrespective of whichever duration they have chosen, they get a
Okay.
2 years of stay back.
Okay, okay. That's great. I mean, the like the primary years which have been they opted or which they have been given as per the previous profile won't be affecting their stay back period. It will be same for both the categories, whether it is for 1 year or
That's
the
right.
2 years. Okay,
That's
okay.
right. That's
That's
right.
great. Okay. So, can we have like in Germany we have some prominent placement partners. Then in Canada, likewise, every country have their like specialties. If we talk about the like employment partners, so if we talk about France, so there are like some recall the the kind of companies which are being based France based, and the students can easily get the that internship or like the final job and all that, if we talk about the
Yeah.
placement
So,
partners.
we have every university we are partnered with. They have their
Okay.
own placement cell who help the student in creating their resume. They create, I mean, grooming themselves to how to appear for the interviews, train them well accordingly the company's expectations. So all those things will be done by the placement cell, which is in the universities and the
Right.
companies which the students will be looking for. So when it comes to India, I mean, we are more familiar with TCS, Capgemini, then KPMG, then we have this Amazon.
Right.
We have a lot many companies which we have it in India. So even those companies are there in France. So you can say like more than 150 companies which are located in India. So we have the same companies in any part of Europe. It's not just in France. So you
Right.
once you pass out from the master's post graduation degree, the placement cell is going to help you out in getting your resume ready as per your profile, because the internships will also be counted when you go and apply for your jobs. So when these things are ready, 95 to 97% of international students are getting placed in France. So which is an added advantage for any student. Even if not in France, the student can apply for jobs in US, Canada, New Zealand, and Australia, since the reason is all the French universities which we are dealing with are triple accredited universities. So they are recognized across the globe and they have opportunities across the globe. As I said, like US, Canada, Australia, New Zealand are the most common countries where you can see like a lot of French students who passed out from the masters, they get settled down.
Right. Right, right, that's true. Actually, because see, the student who is actually keen interested to go for the like their further study abroad, they have their few questions in their tips of mind, right? The first of all, the how the university or the institution they are going for, how much like is getting they are going to get exposure in terms of study, in terms of internship, and once they are done with their academics part, how would be likely they are going to be placed in terms being assisted, as you said that the CVs will be groomed up by the universities and all that, basically the job fairs, everything, right? Because students are not only going for their like study, they are going to build up their careers, and they have so many questions nowadays because they are like so much aware that now which university I should go for, they are so much confused. So we can say and one more thing, that if we talk about France study visa, so is there any kind of differentiation between the private universities and the government universities? Would the quality of education or the expenses would be differentiating in between both of them? Or once they are done with the academics, if you talk about the placement partners, they will be giving much more opportunities through to the government universities, or they are giving more to the private universities? I'm getting these sort of inquiries actually.
That's
Yes.
right, because
So,
this has become a trend now, choosing a public
right,
university rather than going for a
right,
private
right, right,
university, or just seeing the
right,
cost of the course. So I'll tell you exactly what is the difference between these two universities. When you going, I mean, the universities which we are dealing with, any French university. So when they are
right,
recruiting students from India, it is not any public university or the private university which has not been reputed once. So all the top ranked universities are recruiting students from India. So one thing is that. So any university, when it comes to France, it is all a reputed one, and the scopes are very high. Second thing, public and private. When you are into a private universities, once after completion of your post graduation, you get a stay back of 2 years, which you are not getting it in a public universities. And the job
Okay.
opportunities, yes, the preferences are given more to the private university students, because when you don't have a stay back of 2 years, the student cannot stay there more than 30 days, and it is not that easy to get a job opportunities within that 30 days. The reason is, when you are from a public university, the recognitions are not that great compared to the private universities, since we already have a placement cell who helps you out in getting connected to the companies. So it makes easier for the companies to recruit you and judge your performance level. And when you're coming to the private I mean public universities, as I said, when there's no stay back, you are forced to come back to your home country once after the completion of your program. So you're going for education and just coming back without any scopes. So this is the main difference which any student should understand before choosing an university, either the public or the private. And in private, we have a lot of top ranked universities, which will be an added advantage to you. So when you choose a private university, you can always come back to us, and we will suggest you based on your profile, based on your budgets, and we can help you out in choosing the best university for building your career.
All right, all right. So first of all, thank you for clearing out this, because students have their like mindset that we should always emphasize and just try for the public university, because public university have so many advantages, and indeed it will minimize their opportunities. So it's a request to all the students. They can just do their by own homework and research into Google and all that. That whenever they are opting any kind of institution, they should do a very well homework into that. They should not listen to their like friends of friends, circles and circle and all that, because half knowledge is very dangerous. So that's great to know, because students have them into mindset that look, we will be getting the fully funded scholarship, because again this is not going to be in actual implemented, because they have their certain criteria, eligibility norms and all that. So that's separate part. But yes, a student can apply for the France study visa, and there is no second thought, they should apply for the private universities, right? So anything else you just wanted to add up regarding to this topic in clearance, anything?
Um, so I would like to suggest a few things to the students when they come for France. Understand the city well, because France is something. It is the most popular tourist spot in the world. You can see a lot of
Right.
flights connecting through France, which means you have a lot of opportunities there. And second thing is, people in France are too friendly. They can treat you like one of their family members if you really good. I mean, if you're really good in gelling up with them. And the teachers, we have international faculties from each and every part of the world. You have a lot of students coming into these universities, and they treat you like as your own friend. So which is an added advantage, because we have a lot of students who have passed out from France and who have shared their experience to us, and who are really get settled down in a bigger companies in a bigger post. So based on their feedback, we are giving it to you. And when you're coming and choosing a France university, always choose something which is best for you. Never choose going with the budget advice, or your friend is there, I want to stay with my family
Right.
there, my relatives are there, because this is an investment which you're doing it on yourself. You should always calculate it in that way, because whatever amount you're investing it today on you, you're going to take it back after the completion of your program. So stay focused, give importance to you, and go ahead with the French universities.
All right. And one more thing, that if we talk about the like climatic conditions, because see in India we have all like friendly 4 season climate. So students should be prepared as of what? I mean, there should be climate would be extreme level cold, or will that be like kind of moderate as well?
It will be moderate. It maximum, the summer goes up to 30, 32 degrees Celsius, not more than that.
Okay.
And in the winter, it is in a middle of 15. The worst to worst cases, it goes up to 10. So people who are from India and especially from North and I mean Delhi, and we have
Right.
people who have seen the temperature going up to like 3 or 4 degrees Celsius. So I'm sure like no, temperature is not going to be the main concern for them to just say no to France. So it is just like in India. If you start living there, you will start loving the place, and climate shouldn't be a problem for you.
True, true, true. Right. So at the end, because we have like covered most of the points today and explored some new topic, so I would like to just summarize at the end that students who are still confused, like which country they should go in Europe, or whether it is like opting of Schengen, they should go for the France study visa. First of all, student does not need to pay the full year tuition fees itself before visa. They can easily pay one semester fees before the lodgement of the file, and once they are acquiring the visa, they can pay the rest 50% itself in India. Then the second part, MOI basis, is easily students can get releasing of their offer letter, and the process is very smooth. And regarding throughout the entire process, from the application review till your offer letter, interview preparation, visa filing process, high commissions interview, your VFS appointments, each and everything will be assisted by Integrity Immigration Group. We do have a team with us, and they will be guiding you regarding you all throughout the process. So, anything else you just wanted to add up? Like we are just ending up the session. Anything you would like to just request to the all viewers or the students?
Nothing much. Choose the best country which is suitable for you. And France is, it's not the country what you were thinking all these days. I'm sure, like, I would have, I mean, I should have given you, I've already given you a lot of knowledge about
Right.
France. And it is the most simplest process and most easiest way to go to a European country, get access to 26 other countries by because you get a Schengen visa, and choose a wise decision. All the best for you all to promote your career.
Right, right. So any students or like any parents or anyone who is like willing to go for the France study visa or have inquiries can get back to us, can connect with us, and we are definitely going to resolve all your inquiries and all your related to concern for your study visa. So last but not the least, I just wanted to make you tell our viewers regarding the intake. So January intake, what is the like deadline time still?
For Jan, it is too late to start the process because, as I said, the
Okay.
process will take at least 45 to 60 days, including your visa to get in your hand. We have March and April intake coming in, and we started accepting applications, and we have got a very good response, especially from North. And because we have students who have done a lot of research on France, I'm happy to see this intake. We have already got like a good number of applications. So April is a next intake we have, and after that we will be having
All right, all right. So, no worries, students can apply for the March or April intake because as the process itself will take up to 2 to 3 months. So, this is the ideal time. This is the right time. Don't think that it is too early to start up for the March or the April intake. This is the like perfect time because January intake if is like almost closed. So, March and April intake they are already accepting the application should start up the process. So, thank you so much for just being us today. Being us with us today over a platform, and just you have just nourished with all the informative like the points which students needed actually. So thank you so much, and we'll
Thank you so
definitely.
much for giving me this
Yes.
opportunity, and I'm so happy that I was informative to so many students over there.
Right.
And please approach us. We will help you out with in and out the complete process, and make sure you are more comfortable in getting placed in French universities.
Right. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.